Hello friends, today we are going to learn heights and distances. Previously we have seen the trigonometry. Now in this chapter we are going to learn the practical use of trigonometry. The practical use means finding the heights of objects. Okay, for example, height of a mountain or height of a tower or a building or a pillar. Clear, a vertical height of a plane from the ground, etc. Similarly, we can calculate the width or a diagonal length even. Yes or no? So we will use here trigonometry, okay, in order to find such parameters. Clear? Now, before we start the exercise, let us get aware of few important terms. Now, such first term is line of sight. Okay, what is line of sight? Suppose if the eye of a man is placed at point O over here, okay, clear, and a man is looking at an object P, then the line joining OP is called the line of sight. Is it clear? So, if the eye of a man is placed at point O and he is looking at an object P, then a line OP or a line joining OP is called the line of sight. Clear? So this term is very important. What is line of sight? Now another term is angle of elevation. Angle of elevation. Okay, now suppose let us consider O represents over here a man. Clear? And we have a point A which is just parallel to the eye of a man. You can consider a point A. Clear? Or we can even say this line we will denote as the horizontal line. Now suppose a man is looking at an object which is up at a greater height than the man. Clear? And therefore suppose here we have at a certain height we have point P. So from O, if you look at P, okay, so OP is called the line of sight. In such a case, the angle formed between the line and sight and the horizontal is called the angle of elevation. So in this case, theta or angle AOP here called angle AOP is called the angle of elevation. Clear? What is an angle of elevation? Okay, now similarly we have third term, angle of depression. Okay, what is an angle of depression? So suppose a man is to look at a point which is below his eyes. Okay, so what will happen? Suppose OA again represents here the horizontal line, and a man has to look at object P which is below his eyes. Then OP is a line of sight again, and in such a case the angle formed between the horizontal and the line of sight is called the angle of depression. Let us denote this point by Q. So here we have angle AOQ is equal to angle of depression. Is it clear? So three terms we will remember. What is line of sight, it is a point joining, or we can imagine a line or ray which is passing through our rays, okay, and joining the point of object. Clear? Like that also you can understand. Angle of elevation is the angle formed between the line of sight and the horizontal. Similarly, angle of depression is the angle formed between the horizontal and the line of sight. Clear? You will note an important thing, that angle of elevation will be equal to angle of depression. We can understand this fact with the help of a diagram. Suppose okay. Suppose from point B, if you are looking at point O, then the angle of depression we have, okay, say this is alpha, okay, and if from point O you are looking at point P, in this case OA is the horizontal, okay, here line PB and OA represent the horizontal lines. So when you look from point A to point P, an angle is formed between the horizontal and the line of sight, say it is beta. Okay, now obviously we know that alpha and beta both represent an angle or a pair of alternate interior angles. Yes or no? So here angle OPB is equals to angle AOP. They are equal since alternate interior angles are always equal in measures, and therefore we will write down that angle of depression is equal to angle of elevation. Okay, so you will remember this fact. So so far we have seen line of sight, angle of elevation, angle of depression, and this important result that angle of elevation is equal to angle of depression. So these three terms must be clear in your mind. Okay, if you have understood, then we can start exercise. Now let us start the exercise based on applications of trigonometry in finding heights and distances. In your textbook, exercise 23. Okay, exercise 23. Question number 1 is like this. The angle of elevation of the top of a pole from a point on the level ground and 15 meters away from the pole is 30 degrees. Angle of elevation of the top of a pole. A pole is given, say AB represents the pole. Okay, this is pole. Clear? Now we have a point on the level ground, say at a certain distance from it we have point O on the ground. Now the angle of elevation of the top of the pole, obviously here B is the top of the pole, so angle of elevation when you see from O, when seen from point O, okay, is AOB, and this angle measures 30 degree. Clear? We have to find the height of the pole. That means we have to calculate the AB, height AB. So let us first write down the description. Let AB be the pole Okay, and OB any point on the level ground. Clear? Angle AOB is given. Angle AOB is given to be 30 degree. You are given one more value, that is the distance of the point. Yes, 15 meter away from the pole. So the distance of this point from the pole AB, that is distance OA, is given 15 meters. Okay, so we will write down here OA is given to be 15 meters. Now we have to calculate the height of the pole. We have to calculate the height AB. Obviously, we have mainly three trigonometric ratios: sine, cosine, and tangent. Okay, now sine ratio is the relation. Okay, relation. What is the sine ratio? Sine is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Yes or no? So obviously, and cos is base upon hypotenuse, and tan is perpendicular upon base. So which ratio to use, that is very important. Okay, now always remember that the ratio, which ratio we will use, sine, cos or tan. So obviously we are going to use tan ratio. Why? Because the tan ratio gives the relation, it is the ratio of perpendicular to base. So out of the two, perpendicular and base, we are given one value. Yes or no? And therefore we will use that ratio. If you use sine, then it will be of no use, because you will not get any value AB upon OB, because AB and OB both are not given, so we cannot find out anything. Okay, using that relation. You may use cos, but if you use cos, you will not get directly AB. You will get first hypotenuse and then you can calculate AB. But if you use tan ratio, then directly we will get AB. Okay, so look at the values which are whichever values are given, and accordingly you have to use the trigonometric ratio. Clear? So here we will use tan. Okay, now in triangle BOAB, here in triangle OAB, we will take tan 30. Okay, tan 30 is perpendicular upon base is equals to AB upon OA. Okay, in the next step we will put the value. What is the value of tan 30 that we have seen in the previous class, class 9? Tan 30 is 1 upon root 3 is equal to AB we have to find out, and OA is 15, and therefore 15 upon root 3 is equals to AB. Therefore AB is equals to 15 upon root 3. Let us multiply by the rationalizing factor of the denominator, that is root 3 only. So the simplified value will be 15 root 3 by 3. 3 5s are so. Therefore AB will be 5 root 3. If given the value of root 3, you should substitute. Even if it is not given, you remember that the value is 1.732. But in most cases, the value of root 3 is given. If not given, you have both the options. You can keep up to here. This is the answer, or if you remember the value, you can substitute, even if it is not given. Okay, in this case, we are given the value, that is 1.732. So we will multiply and write down. Okay, so 8.66. Therefore, AB is equals to 8.66 meter, and finally we will write down the statement. Therefore, the height of the pole. Therefore, the height of the pole is 8.66 meters. Please make a quick note. Okay, now let us see the next question. Question number 2. Okay, from the top of a cliff 50-meter height, you are given the height of a cliff. Suppose AB represents cliff. You are given height of cliff, that is 50 meters. Okay, angle of depression of a boy is 30 degree. So when looked from the top of the cliff, that is B, if you look at this point C, then the angle of depression is given, this angle. Angle of depression is 30 degree. Okay. We have to find the distance of the boy from the foot of the cliff. So let us write down the description first. We have to calculate distance OA. Okay. Let AB is equal to cliff. Okay. And O represents boy, and angle EBO, this is the angle of depression, that is 30 degree. Clear? So obviously AB is also given. What is the value of AB? That is 50 meters. Okay, now we know that angle of elevation, this is angle of elevation. If you look from point O, if you look at B, then angle AOB is the angle of elevation. Now angle of elevation is equal to angle of depression, we have seen. So we will write down here angle AOB is equal to angle EBO is equal to 30 degree, since alternate interior angles, and therefore angle AOB is also 30 degree. Now we got this value to be 30 degree. Now obviously the ratio, which ratio is to use, that is again a question. Perpendicular is given and you have to find out base. So think of the ratio which relates these two lengths, perpendicular and base. Obviously it is 10 ratio, so we will use 10 ratio over here in triangle OAB. In triangle OAB, we will write down that tan 30 is equals to AB upon OA. Value of tan 30 is 1 upon root 3. AB is given to be 50 and OA we have to calculate, therefore OA is equals to 50 root 3. Therefore OA is equals to 50 into 1.732 or 73 simply. Here you are given 1.732. So now let us multiply with 50. Okay, in the previous question itself, let us multiply. Okay, so answer will be 86.6 OA is equals to 86.60 clear meters, and therefore distance of the cliff from the point is 86.60 meters. Please note down. Okay, let us solve the next question. Question number 3. Okay, in this question you are given a vertical pole of height 12 meters and the length of its shadow is given to be 12 root 3 meter. Okay, here a vertical pole is given. Suppose again let us take that AB represents the pole and say AC represents its shadow. Okay, so height of AB 12 meter and length of shadow 12 root 3. Height is 12 meter and length of shadow is 12 root 3 meters. We have to find the angle theta. Okay, let AB is equals to pole, or AB represents pole, and AC is the length of shadow of pole. Okay, lengths are given AB. AB is 12 meter and length of shadow is given 12 root 3 meter. Okay, obviously perpendicular and base both values are there, so again we will use the 10 ratio in triangle CAB. Tan theta is equals to AB upon AC. Therefore tan theta is equals to 12 upon 12 root 3, and we will get tan theta is equals to 1 upon root 3. Now we know that 1 upon root 3 is the value of tan 30, so we can write that tan theta is equals to tan 30, and therefore we will get theta, the value of theta to be 30 degree, and therefore angle of, or the required value of the angle is 30 degree. Angle of elevation of sun is 30. Please write. Okay, now next question. A kite is flying with a thread 80 meters long. If the thread is assumed stretched straight and makes an angle 60 degree with the horizontal, find the height of the kite above the ground. Okay, here suppose at a certain height a kite is flying say here A represents the kite and B is a point, okay, along the vertical line through A on the ground. So B is a point on the ground. In other words, we will say that AB represents the vertical height of kite. Okay, this represents the height of kite. Okay, length of string or thread is given. Suppose AC represents thread. Length of the thread is given to be 80 meters. 80 meters, and angle of elevation is given to be 60 degree. Let us write down the description. Let AB is height of kite, AC length of thread. Okay, so AC is given to be 80 meter, angle ACB or BCA is given to be 60 degree. We have to find out AB. Okay, now since you have to find the height and you are given the value of the hypotenuse in this case, so obviously the most suitable ratio to be used is the sine ratio, because sine theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So in triangle ABC, sine 60 is equals to AB upon AC. Now sine 60 value is root 3 upon 2 is equal to AB we have to calculate, and AC is given to be 80. So root 3 upon 2 into 80 is equals to AB. On further simplification we will get AB is equals to 40 root 3. Therefore AB is equals to 40 into 1.732. Therefore AB is equal to, let us multiply, okay, so we will get 69.28 meter, and therefore height of kite is 69.28 meters. Initial sums of the textbook are quite easy. Okay, now let us solve the next question. Okay, in the next question, length of a string between a kite and a point on the ground is given to be 85. If the string makes an angle theta with the level ground such that tan theta is 15 upon 8, how high is the kite? Okay, we have to calculate here the height of the kite. So let us calculate, it is not a problem here. So again, suppose AB represents the height of kite and AC represents that is given to be 85 meter. Suppose the angle of elevation is theta. This is question number 5. Let AB is equal to height of kite, AC is equal to length of thread, okay, and angle ACB is equal to theta. Okay, you are given the length of AC to be 85 meter. One more thing you are given the tan theta. Value of tan theta is given, that is equal to 15 upon 8. What is that? 15 upon 8. Okay, if tan theta is given, then let us calculate cot theta. Cot theta is 1 upon tan theta is equal to 8 by 15. Remember that we have to calculate the height AB. So if you want to calculate the height AB, so we will better use sine ratio. Sine is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, but for that theta is required. Yes or no? For that theta is required, and therefore we will find out directly the value of sine theta only. Sine ratio, since we have to use. Okay, so now we will use the identity that 1 plus cos x square theta is equal to cot square theta. Therefore cos x square theta is equal to cot square theta minus 1. Therefore cos x square theta is equal to cot square theta. Let us put the value of cot theta 8 by 15. 8 by 15 the whole square. 64 by 225 minus 1. Silly mistake we have done. What is the identity? 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cos x square theta. Therefore 1 plus 8 by 15 the whole square is equal to cos x square theta. Therefore 1 plus 64 by 225 is equal to cos x square theta. Therefore 225 plus 64 will be 289 upon 225 is equal to cos x square theta, and therefore cos x theta will be 17 by 5. And finally we can find out sin theta, reciprocal of cos x theta, that is 15 upon 7. Here we got the value of sin theta. Now we can use the ratio sine ratio we can use. Let me complete this sum over here. Now sin theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Value of sin theta we will put directly. 15 by 17 is equal to AB we have to calculate. AC is given to be 85. Let us further simplify. So 15 into 85 upon 17 is equal to AB, and therefore we will get AB is equal to 75 meters. For the height of kite is 15 5s are 75. Height of kite is 75 meters. Please note down. Okay, now let us solve the next question. Question number 6. Vertical tower is 20 meter high. Okay, height of a tower is given. Vertical tower, suppose AB is a vertical tower. This is a vertical tower. Height is given 20 meters. Then a man standing at some distance from the tower knows that the cosine of the angle of elevation is 0.53. Okay, suppose at a point C from the tower over here, a man is standing and he knows that the angle of elevation of the top of the tower from this point, okay, where he is standing, cosine. Suppose if this angle is theta, then cos theta is 0.53. It is given like this. Okay, we have to find out the distance of the man standing from the foot of the tower. What we will calculate distance. Yes or no? So in distance means BC we have to calculate. Let us first write down the description. Okay, here it is already given for that. Let AB is equals to tower and C be a man on the ground. Here height of tower is given AB to be 20 meter. Let angle ACB is equal to theta. This value we consider. Okay, you are given that cos theta is equal to 0.53. What is given? Cos theta 0.53. Now this value you will find out from the table given backside, on the backside of your textbook. Okay, in the table of natural cosines. Okay, so in the natural cosines, if you find out this value 0.53, so here we get 0.5299, that is 58 degree. Okay, so from the table we will determine, therefore theta is 58 degree, since this we have determined from the trigonometric table. Here. So now we got the value of angle. Yes or no? Now let us use, since you have to calculate the base, so we may use tan theta. Now think, can we use tan theta? If you use tan theta, then perpendicular upon base will come. Clear? So perpendicular upon base. Then what will happen? In order to calculate BC, suppose you put tan theta, what will happen? Tan theta, when you put, you will get AB upon BC. Okay, and value of tan 58 will be a value in points, in decimals like this. Okay, 0 point something in 4 digit. Okay, 4 decimal places. So if you put that value, what will happen? So BC is equals to 20 upon some decimal number here you will get. So it would be difficult to simplify this. So in such cases, whenever height is given, whenever you have a value of theta, we don't have direct value and we are finding the value from the table. Such values, okay, for such values of theta for which the values we are getting in decimal numbers. In that case, if perpendicular is given, then convert this, take cot theta. Okay, first we will take the cot theta and then we will convert into tan. So in triangle ABC, cot theta will be given by base upon perpendicular. Therefore, cot 58 is equal to base we have to calculate, and AB is given to be 20. Let me remove this. Okay, now we are not given any table for cot, so let us convert this into 10. Yes or no? So cot 58 is equal to 10 42. Yes or no? 58 plus 60, 70, 80, 90, 32. Okay. 1032 is equal to BC upon 20, and therefore BC is equal to 20 into 1032 degrees is equal to 20 into, now again 1032 we will find out from the table. Okay, natural tangents are given in the table. 1032. So for 32 degree we have value 0.6249. 0.6249, and finally we will multiply this with 2. So 12.49 is something we will get. 12.498, or yes, so 12.49 or approximately 12.5. Yes or no? 12.50 we can write here. So 12.5 meters approximately. Okay, this is the distance, and therefore the distance of a man from the tower is 12.5 meter approx. Please note down. Okay, now let us solve the next question. Question number 7. At a point on the level ground, the angle of elevation of the top of the tower is theta, such that tan theta is 7 by 12. Okay, let us take one tower over here. Again, let us consider that AB is a tower. At a certain point on the ground, say we have point C. If you look from this point C, at the top of the tower, the angle of elevation is theta. Okay. So from C, if you look at the tower, angle of elevation is theta. Afterwards, it is given that man is walking 64 kilometers towards the tower. 64 meters. Okay, after walking 64 meters, suppose after walking 64 meters, he occupies position D. This distance is 64 meters, let us consider that distance dB is x meters. Yes or no? Now from point D, if we looks at the top of the tower, angle of elevation is phi. Okay, so two different angles will be formed. Obviously we are given the tan ratio for both these angles, theta and phi. But before that, let us write down the description. Let AB is equals to tower. Okay, angle ACB we have taken to be theta, angle ADB we have taken to be phi, or they have already given. Distance CD is also given to be 64. Let BD or DB is equal to x meter, and therefore distance BC will be 64 plus x meter. Yes or no? Distance BC will be x plus 64 or 64 plus x. Clear? Now we have two triangles, triangle ABC and triangle ABD. One by one we will take. Okay, one more thing here, tan theta and tan phi, two values are given in the question. Tan theta is 7 by 12 and tan phi is also given, that is 3 upon 4. Okay, so one by one both the ratios we have to use, tan theta and tan phi. First in bigger triangle, in triangle ABC, we will take tan theta AB upon BC. Tan theta value is given 7 by 12. So 7 by 12 is equals to AB must be given. Let us see. Okay, we have to find. AB is not given, so keep as it is. AB upon BC we have. What is BC? 64 plus x, and therefore AB is equal to 7 into 64 plus x upon 7 upon 12 multiplied by 64 plus x. Clear? Keep this as it is. Say this is result number 1. Now let us take smaller triangle ABD. In triangle ABD, we will take tan phi. Tan phi is equal to AB upon BD or DB. Tan phi is 3 upon 4. AB we have to calculate and BD is given to be x, and therefore AB is equals to 3x upon 4. Say this is result number 2. In both these results, AB is the subject, so we can equate the two equations and we can find out the value of x. Please make a quick note. Okay, so now I will remove this from here. Now from results 1 and 2, from result 1 and 2, 7 into 64 plus x upon 12 is equal to 3x by 4. Now simplify. So 64 7 we have to do. 448 plus 7x is equal to 3x into 12 upon 4. 4 3s are 3 3s are 9x. So we will get here 448 plus 7x is equal to 9x. Now 9 minus 7 we will do. Therefore 448 is equal to 9x minus 7x, or 2x is equal to 448, x is equal to 448 by 2, and therefore x is equal to therefore height AB we know that 3x upon 4, this is equation number 2. Okay, in this we will put the value of x, therefore AB is equal to 3 into 224 upon 4, 4 5s are 20 and 4 6s are 24, 56 3s are we have to do 150 plus 18 168, and therefore AB will be 168 meters. And finally the statement, height of tower is 168 meters. I hope you have understood this question very well. Okay, now let us solve the next question. Question number 8. Question number 8. Okay, from the 2 points A and B on the same side of a building, the angles of elevations of the top of the building are 30 and 60 degree. If the height of the building is 10 meter, find the distance between points A and B correct to 2 decimal places. This was asked in the board 2009. Okay, one building is given, say AB is the building. Okay, and we have 2 points on the ground, say points C and D are the 2 points, such that angles of elevation are 60 and 30. Now which angle to be taken 30 and which to be taken 60 degree? Obviously the closer one, closer to this vertical height, will be having a greater value. As we move closer, the value of the angle increases. So this angle is going to be 60 degree and this angle is going to be 30 degree. We are given the height of the building, that is 10 meter. Okay, let us write down the description over here. Let AB is building, C and D are 2 points on the ground. AB is given 10 meter, angle ACB is 60 degree and angle ADB 30 degree. We have to calculate the distance DC. We have 2 triangles. Let us take one by one. First we will take the bigger triangle, triangle ABD. Any triangle you can take first, big or smaller, doesn't matter. In triangle ABD, tan 30 is equal to AB upon BD. Obviously, since we need the base as the answer, so we will take tan ratio only. Okay, so tan 30 value is 1 upon root 3 equal to 10 upon BD. Therefore, BD is equal to 10 root 3. Say this is number 1. Okay, now let us take the smaller triangle, triangle ABC. In triangle ABC, tan 60 is equal to AB upon BC. Value of tan 60 we know, that is root 3 is equal to AB is 10 and BC we have to find out. Therefore BC is equal to 10 upon let me write down that one more step. Therefore, BC is equals to 10 upon root 3 multiplied by root 3 into root 3. Therefore, BC is equals to 10 root 3 by 3. Please note down, give this result number 2. Okay, now since you need to calculate DC, so DC will be given by BD minus BC, very easy. BD is there, BC is there, so just subtract BD minus BC, you will get desired answer, that is DC. Okay, now DC is equals to BD minus BC, therefore DC is equals to BD is 10 root 3 minus 10 root 3 upon 3. On simplifying, you will get 2 by 3 into 10 root 3, that is equals to 20 root 3 upon 3, and finally we will put the value of 1 minus 1 by 3, 2 by 3. Yes. Okay, so finally let us put the value of root 3. Since you are asked the answer in the decimal numbers, we have to correct to 2 decimal places, we will get the answer. The value of root 3 in this case is not given, but we will take it to be 1.732. Okay, so equal to 20 into 1.732 upon 3. Okay, let us multiply. So the answer will be 34.64 upon 3. So 3 1 जा 1 जा 5 जा 4 जा 6 जा. So we will get the final answer 11.55 meter to, or correct to, 2 decimal places. Okay, this is the desired answer. Please note down. Okay, so far in this video we have seen the explanation of this chapter, as well as we have solved 8 questions of the exercise. Now in the next video we will move further and solve more questions from the same exercise. Thank you.